Nice. They didn't say how quick that ship is going to be, right? All right, new MFDs. Yes.
The MFDs and the ship HUD and the PU, it's old.
And the actual UI itself is very small. One color, they're all in one color. Text.
Oh, that's not true. I think that Drake has another color, right? They're not all. They're two colors.
Is too small to read.
It's very samey, right? It has a bunch of stuff on it that you don't really use.
Not very user.
Well, it was great in 2014, right? But yeah, it's a bit old because it's been the same UI for like 10 years. Right?
New user friendly.
Any user friendly.
Yeah. Any user friendly.
It was good for its time. It did the job. It got us where we are today.
But it's time for something new, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Oh, that's the guy who brought us the tattoos.
The reason why we're doing this now is because we had a lot of time during the development of Squadron to create an expandable and a more robust system for MFDs.
We have a bunch of super nice MFDs ready for Squadron, and now we're moving them over to Star Citizen.
Nice. Okay, there we go. That is also Drake. Well, we're looking at the Corsair, isn't it, right? Oh.
It's also really good to bring it over now because we've got the new resource network.
There's the C2 Hercules. Oh, it looks so smooth, so I don't know, it's so appeasing, right? Very calm, quiet, and peaceful.
Work systems, so we need to have the MFDs.
And that is Aegis. All right. Yeah, also, I like the bluish hue like this. This looks great.
Here to support that new gameplay.
Yes, very refined Diplo.
Initial release, there'll be 5 visual styles to the MFDs and the HUDs.
There's Aegis.
It's very militaristic and it's very sleek.
Yes, it is.
Anvil is great. I love the green color of Anvil. It feels a lot more like an F-16 cockpit.
Yes, and that's, of course, there's Anvil, right? Because that's going to be the ship of the F8, F7. These are going to be in Squadron 42. Same with Aegis, with also the Gladius, right?
Drake is my favorite. It's retro and Blade Runner and CRTs.
Yeah, Drake has to be in as well because I think that we're going to fly a Cutlass in Squadron 42, I think, if I'm correct. So yeah, that makes sense.
Argo?
It really feels like a piece of industrial equipment, which is what the brand is going for.
Yeah, looks like a... Look, if you look at this, it feels like a this MFD looks like a Garmin GPS. I don't know what you guys think, but this is so funny, right? It's like very old-fashioned. They managed to do that in Star Citizen. This is great. I love this.
And is going for.
And there's the generic style that will support all the other ship manufacturers for the time being.
Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. So RSI is gonna have that one. Okay, but it still looks great. It's still going to feel fresh and new until all of these ships, including the RSI, Misk, Mirai, Kruger, and the Crusader, I believe also, they are going to have their own MFDs eventually for down the line, right?
This release, the MFDs are getting 9 different views. Oh, how many is that even? Well, let's go through it.
We'll start with self-status. Self-status includes all of the critical information about your ship, dependent on your current operator mode.
Now that's good. That's good because a lot of the ships that we're having in Star Citizen right now don't even have that working, right? Yesterday we were flying the 890 Jump, impossible to check out your self-status, and then we were doing snub fighters as well, you know, fighting the Merlin. No self-status either, so this has to be fixed as well.
So you'll have your ammo numbers in guns mode, you'll have your missile arming in missile mode, and your fuel readouts in quantum mode.
All right, so this will go up and down.
There's also a unique version for turrets as well.
Oh, okay, they've done that for the turrets too. Nice.
Taken away.
Oh, we can see. Oh, that's the turret. Oh, that's so cool. That's the turret. It's not even the ship. They modelized the turret in the MFD. That's nice.
A lot of, well, faff from there. So this is simpler than before.
It's more condensed and it links into the new systems that have been developed in terms of vehicle features. For example, it shows your updated gimbal modes, and it also shows your current weapon group, which is a new thing as well.
Oh wow, all of that here. And I suppose that these are information that were in front of us, right, on our screen, which were taking a lot of space. And now it's going to be a bit less distracting. You want to know how much ammunition you have left, and all you have to do is just check your MFD down there.
Target status is the same thing, but it gives you the information about the target that you have currently selected.
It's mostly going to be, for a lot of players, the ship holo. You're going to want to see, am I dealing some damage or not?
Yeah, and that's what you need to have in every good space combat simulator.
You will also have the emissions, so you know what missile to use against them. And you will see their names, so you know that you're not shooting the wrong person.
It's not as much information, because obviously if you want to see how much ammo they've got, you've got to scan them. But it will show you their health, it will show you their faction, it will show you their velocity.
Wait a second. So if I scan a ship, it tells me how much ammo they have? That's brilliant. So imagine, I wonder if, can my co-pilot scan a ship while I'm flying? I'm flying. I'm fighting another ship. Can my co-pilot scan that ship I'm fighting to tell me how much ammo they have, and know if that maybe they're going to give up soon because they will be soon out of ammo and I will not? That would be great teamwork, and that would be really useful to have a co-pilot to give you these kind of information.
Weapon config is entirely new. It links into the new weapon grouping system, so it will list out every single weapon on your ship.
Can you make your own weapon grouping? I would love to do that as well, right? Because sometimes the weapon groups, they're not exactly, you just want to fire two lasers and you're firing 4, or you want to fire whatever weapons you want to have, but they are coupled with some other weapons. If you can make your own groups, that would also give us some more flexibility and allow us to make our own strategies, I think, and that would be some nice quality of life improvement.
The ammo that you have, they'll light up if they're selected, and also it allows you to assign them to one of 4 custom groups, so you can have any combination of weapons that you want firing at the same time, and it makes it easy to see which group.
Yes! Yes! That's what I wanted to know.
Group of weapons you're firing.
And if you just don't assign one of those groups, if you feel like, well, 4's too many, I just use 2 anyway.
Yes! Yes, this is what I wanted to hear. That makes me happy, right? Everyone's awake. Did I get too excited, Daft? I don't know. I was just happy. This is something that I've been wanting for quite some time. I'm so glad it's there. That's awesome. See, that's CIG listening to our feedback, guys. I'm so happy to hear that. Really.
Well, you can just assign to 2 of them, and you'll be fine.
This would be valuable so the player can, in combat, switch between different modes depending on kind of distance and what kind of weapons they want to use.
On a day-to-day, you might be tracking down a particular target. It is a subject of a mission, and you know that a certain weapon is going to be more effective against them than another, or a certain weapon combination is going to be more effective. You can stick them all in one group and have quick access to that.
Nice. Now, see, you prepare your fight in advance by doing that. That's awesome. Why are they showing us a caterpillar now?
Shields is pretty much the same as what it was. You can control each of your shield faces if you have...
Oh, wait. Now, it's not... Oh, yes! Yes! That whole triangle thing was so annoying to use. Now, you just have a gauge, plus, minus, that tells you exactly how much extra shield or extra power you want to have, instead of just trying to tweak and, oh no, this is not what I want to try and to have the right balance. Now it's just plus, minus, that's it. Yes.
If you have one, you can control the whole thing. And it gives you a reset button, so you can set it all back to default, and also you can see your total shield usage out of the maximum.
For the time being, this is going to be the same thing that you're already used to.
And along with that are scanning and communications. Scanning's been moved from the
Right,
HUD.
Dav says he never uses that power triangle because it's so cumbersome. It's not user-friendly. Exactly. I try to use it sometimes. I usually use it once in the play session, and then I stick to it. I don't want to be dealing with that anymore.
To an MFD state. For new screens, the biggest one is power management.
Engines on.
It's a simplified version of what you'll find on an engineering terminal, but it's for sort of daily use for the pilot.
It's using the full power of the resource network system, and it gives it to you right there in the pilot seat, so you can do the full assignments as you like them if you're flying solo. This is also where you will see your emissions. So if you're doing anything stealthy, you go into power management, you set your settings to low.
I don't understand how stealth works in Star Citizen. I guess I'm not smart enough. I've never done any stealthing. I know some players sometimes do, like they just disappear off the radar. They're like just a few kilometers away. I see them, and then all of a sudden I don't see them anymore. So these guys, their master stealth, very useful. I guess I'm not smart enough.
And you will see your emissions adjust accordingly.
You can turn on and off different systems in the ship. You can apply different levels of power to each system. You can see your total output, how much you're using, and you
Ooh, yeah, all the weapons at the same time.
can also see different status readouts for those systems. So if something is
Wait a second. This is the cutlass, and they got the little fan in the cutlass, just like in the
run out
Corsair.
of power or it's offline, it'll also represent that on the power management MFD.
Engines off.
Along with that is the diagnostics view.
Oh, that tells us if the components are in good shape or not, eh?
Diagnostics view is where you go to check in on your ship. If something's not feeling right, well, maybe check diagnostics.
Check diagnostics and go out there, fix it, right?
It will show you the wear that component is taken, as well as its current health
Oh, they could not resist. That they had to show us the fire.
and its status, whether it has any errors, and there'll be a summary at the top of the screen that shows you how many of your components have errors. And last, what I'm really excited about is the configuration screen. It takes a lot of the settings that were hidden away in the options menu or just in the back end and puts them right there for you to toggle in-world on your MFD screen instantly.
Wait a second. So does that mean that we can choose what the gunner is going to have access to? And it's not going to be predefined anymore? That is another win. No, why would anyone make a ship with parts that can catch fire? Well, that's life, right? Fire can happen.
The configuration view is great. You can now turn off unwanted UI if you really wish to. You can turn off the casts, which is my favorite part. If you have screens on the top left and top right of your screen, then you can turn off those casts now to clear the UI a little bit.
So this configuration screen allows you to configure a few aspects of some different MFD states, as well as what goes on your HUD and how that looks.
You can finally control what goes on our HUD.
We can finally control what goes on our HUD.
Nice.
So let's talk about the HUD. Using the configuration screen, you can choose whether or not you're showing your MFD casts, which are simplified and more tactile versions
That's a lot of information you have, right? Sometimes you just don't want to see that.
of the self-status and target status screen.
Functionality-wise, it's stuff you know already. You have your velocity, you have your afterburner, you have your annunciators, and you have different indicators.
They show critical information when you can't look at your dashboard in front of you. So if you're in a fighter and you're looking up in the sky, you can still see that, as well as allowing you to still see that information when you're in precision targeting.
Yeah, this is something that they were showing in this season
We
last year.
decided to clear up all of the nonsense we have in the middle and kind of make it out of the way of the middle of the screen. So
What took so long, Joe?
I'm sorry, it wasn't me.
That's the question you should never ask, like the when and why so long. They're like, well, it's just that's game development, right?
Oh god.
We've also done a little bit of work
that's a
making
cool side,
the
those two
radar and HUD
caterpillars.
feel more diegetic and making it look like it actually exists in the cockpit with grounding effects and emission.
It makes me want to do some group cargo hauling. Maybe we'll do that in the future with the Rat Club. There's still some good old-fashioned trade routes, namely from Pyro Getaway to Lorville. Maybe we'll do that.
rate origin points as well.
It all just feels so much better. It feels real. So with this new ship and vehicle HUD, it's just going to be a clearer experience overall. It's going to be clearer in the sense that you don't have stuff in your face all the time.
Nice.
It's going to be clearer in the sense that you can actually read the UI. So
Yes.
I think you'll be very
it's much more
happy with
readable
it.
than before. That's true.
It's going to be such a nice thing to just be out in space and be able to see space, right?
Well, that depends if space is green or black. because that's the problem. That's the thing, right? I'm not sure I want to see the green space, actually. I'd rather see the MFDs than the green space, which looks absolutely horrendous, right? There we go, Daft. Daft also wanted to complain about that green space too, right? It's like, I'm not so sure I want to see that. This is so horrible.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the Zeus is the first ship made by the newly established Montreal vehicle team. That the MFD rework is an exciting and easily usable and customizable upgrade to what we've had before. And that it plugs nicely into the upcoming resource network and engineering work scheduled for Alpha 4.0, which will, of course, we'll be showcasing next week.
Okay, when are they going to... Oh, let me hear that again. I'm not sure I got that.
The upcoming resource network and engineering work scheduled for Alpha 4.0.
Oh, they are going to show us engineering again. Oh, we've seen engineering so many times. We're like, okay, what are the latest development on engineering? It's better be good. It better be good.
Which will, of course, we'll be showcasing next week. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people of...
All right, well, interesting episode it is. The Zeus looks phenomenal. Can't wait to be flying this, guys. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you are on Twitch, stay tuned. We have more coming up. So let's get started right now, shall we?